it were a horror start. Obviously, Jack dropped the ball, difficult ball to take with the sun, Pete, I think, and I just thought we had a really poor reaction for the next 15-20 minutes really. And we did speak at half time that this could go either way. This is a game could go either way, and we wanted to talk about the feeling, how we wanted to feel after the game. We actually thought 24-10, going into the last 15-20 minutes, we'd sort of started to fight our way back into the game. Our skill, our execution, the errors, we're always going to make it difficult for us to come back with probably 26-28 points we would have needed to win the game. But we did show a good response, a much better response second half. I will say it's the toughest challenge in the game at the moment. I think from what I've seen, there's a couple of the other top teams have not played yet, but this is the toughest challenge in the comp at the moment, playing Saints away. They were just playing on a different speed and power to us, for the biggest part of that first half. But yeah, we did defend under pressure pretty well at times, and disappointing to me really that we let the couple of soft ones in at the end and try a short kick off when we're down at 12 men and put us back on his try line. I just didn't think that were really smart, and probably took a little bit of pride in our second half defensive performance away from us.
What's the mood like in camp, Rich?
Yeah, pretty good.
Confidence still?
Yeah, pretty good. There's no doubt the start of the game tonight probably left us looking a little bit shell-shocked. I think at times we talked about, before we talked about diving in head first, but we most definitely dipped our toe in the pond, didn't we, in them first sort of 15-20 minutes. But now the mood is a very determined one. Very determined one.
Is the pressure of relegation sort of affecting the players at all, or have they sort of managed to put that?
I think that's up. We're not really speaking about it. Probably the first time we've mentioned the word relegation. We're in there, but we're sort of determined that we think we control where we finish this year. We're still of the mindset that it's around a third of the season left to play. We'll be the ones that control where we finish. There's a lot of the teams in the sort of bottom 5 or 6 all play each other. So 10 rounds to go. I think you'll probably find that there's many teams going to take points off each other yet and twists and turns. And that's what I'm saying. We feel we'll absolutely control how we're judged on this year. And if it is us, then we probably deserve it too. I think that goes without saying. If we can't control our finish ourselves this year, then we'll deserve everything we get. But that's definitely not the mindset and the mood of the players.
Can we expect any new signings at least before the end of the season, Richard?
You'll appreciate that. As interim coach, that's not something I get overly involved with. I get kept abreast of a lot of movements, and as is always the case with recruitment, whether it's this situation or 24/7 all year round, really, there's always sort of plate spinning. I think the club, obviously, we're going to be losing Callum Watkins, so you'd think that would open up a little bit of space in the salary cap, but I think for us to bring someone in, it's got to be someone in the right position that is going to improve our team. Skill and execution errors at times. I think the boys are talking about in there, and it's a bit of a broken record really. Errors have hurt this team all year. I think we're probably, if you look at the stats for the errors in the competition, and probably that's just killing us at the moment. Is the errors coming out of his own end, but again, in that field position we came up with some really early in the count, and when you play a team like this, you've got to make the most of that possession down there. Same again last week. Again, Wigan probably had enough possession on their line to win games. So at the same time, while we are talking about there's 10 games to go and we'll decide, we're absolutely not being blasé about it, thinking we'll be all right. There's certainly not a we'll be all right attitude. It's about hard work, and it's about making sure that we're a lot better in some of these areas that are, quite frankly, they're killing us at the moment.